Meanwhile, there is some breaking news which has come in where a bench of India's Supreme Court will start hearing the disputed Ram Janmabhoomi-Babri Masjid title dispute case from the 10th of January. And the hearing will be conducted, interestingly, on a daily basis. A bench that was expected to pass an order has deferred the hearing to the 10th of January. All right, so this is the latest that has come in, where the Supreme Court is to hear the matter again on the 10th of January. And for more on this, we are joined in by our correspondent, Jessica Taneja. Good morning to you, Jessica. What is the latest on this story?
Well, Saleh, the hearing has been deferred to the 10th of January, where today we expected the CJI-led bench to form an appropriate bench which would pass an order. And that would be whether the case should be heard on a daily basis and what will be the date of hearing, the schedule, all the details. But that has now been deferred till the 10th of January. Now, the Supreme Court says that an appropriate bench will then decide what is the appropriate time and schedule, as well as whether should the case be heard on a daily basis. That will all be decided by the appropriate bench on the 10th of January when it's formed. That after that bench is formed, then that bench will take the issue forward.
Right, so that effectively means that this is a status quo ruling and that the bench will again reconvene on the 10th of January to decide as to how the hearing will take place, whether it will be a daily hearing, whether it will be a weekly hearing. Is that what it is, Jessica?
Well, yes, Saleh, the CJI-led bench will decide what is the appropriate bench to hear the case, and that appropriate bench will then pass orders which accordingly will be for the case, whether it should be heard on a daily basis or the scheduled time for it. Now, let's understand, Saleh, that this is a very crucial case. Elections are approaching. We've heard in the past where, there have been disturbances in court, where lawyers have said that this should not be heard before elections and it should be heard after elections. So, of course, a lot of contentious issue surrounding this, but at the same time, the bench it's the appropriate bench, as they say, will decide as to what goes ahead.
And also, Jessica, considering as to how politicized this entire matter is, it's not just a legal issue, but also something that is going to play a big role in the lead up to the general elections later on in the middle of this year. So what is the government likely to do in this case? Because we heard the Prime Minister, when he gave that interview on the 1st of January, say that he would first let this case take the legal route. Because remember, there is a lot of pressure on the government to also bring in, if necessary, an ordinance on this matter. So what happens there?
Well, the Prime Minister suggested that he would allow the legal course to go ahead and then will anything else come out of this case. But of course, being part of the election manifesto, this has a lot of weight, Saleh. And at the same time, let's also understand that the judicial process is a bit lengthy and it takes its own sweet time. So one will have to wait and see on how it proceeds. As for the government, of course, it's been pushing for on a day-to-day hearing basis and wants the issue to come up as soon as possible in courtrooms, whether this could be disposed of early. Remember, Saleh, there are various parties challenging the 2010 Allahabad High Court verdict that had distributed the land equally among the three parties. Now, that was the point of contention. So, of course, after that, a lot of drama has unfolded. So, the apex court, the appropriate bench will only tell us what happens in the case in the future.
Absolutely, indeed. We'll have to leave there. Thank you very much indeed, Jessica Taneja, for joining us and getting us all those inputs.